Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to this podcast discussion about the existence of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Imam Mahdi alayhi salam is a figure who holds a significant place in Shia Islam. It is said that he will bring justice to the world and restore it to peaceful state, how it was full of corruption and injustice before that time. However, many people believe that this is just a Shia myth and it doesn't exist. In the last discussion, we talked about multiple of hadiths that confirm that the 12th Imam will be coming, and there are roughly 2,870 traditions that talk about the existence of the 12th Imam. And we talked about several of those narrations, not only those narrations, but also talked about the actual numbers who mention Imam Mahdi in different contexts, coming from both Shia and Sunni books. So today we're going to talk about something very interesting. In this podcast, we will explore the evidence that Imam Mahdi did indeed exist. He has already been born, and it is not just a fabrication. He will not come later. He has already been born. And we will use the story method and the Socratic method to keep us engaged in this discussion and answer some common questions that arise about his existence. So let's start by exploring the non-Shia Muslim scholar who have confirmed the existence of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. So all of these names that I'm going to mention now, they are non-Shia Muslim scholars who have confirmed the existence of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Allama Mirza Hussain Noori Tabarsi, in his book Kashf Istar, has mentioned 40 scholars and muhaddiths of Al Sunnah, which is basically the non Shia Muslim sects, who are convinced of the birth of Imam Mahdi, alayhi salam, peace be upon him. And then contemporary scholar like Sheikh Muhammad Raza Tabasi, in his book Shia Raja, has added 22 people to this list, and Fazil Muasir Ali Muhammad Khail, in his book Al Imam Al Mahdi, has added 5 more people to this list. So in total, there are 67 people that have mentioned, confirmed the existence and the birth of Imam Mahdi from the Sunni school of thought. Some of these scholars have written entire books about Imam Mahdi. For example, Sheikh Nuruddin Ali ibn Muhammad ibn Sabah al Maliki has written a whole chapter in this book, Al Fusul al Muhammad, in which he has discussed the history of birth, imamat, and occultation. Another example is Sheikh Hassan al Iraqi, who wrote Lawaka al Anwar fi Tabaqat al Khayar, where he discussed his meeting with Imam Mahdi alayhi salam in greater detail. It is not just scholars who have mentioned Imam Mahdi, even famous Persian poets like Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, Sahib, and Sheikh Muhammad Attar have praised the 12th Imam in their books and mentioned the occultation of Imam Mahdi. In addition to the scholars mentioned in the previous transcript, um, there are few scholars that have been mentioned in the context of confirming the existence of Imam Mahdi. For example, Ibn Hajar has mentioned in Sawak Muharraka on page 132, and Ibn Athir has mentioned in volume 7, page 9 of his history book. Abdul Al Fida mentioned it on page 52 of volume 2nd of his history book. Allama Osmani Ahmadi has mentioned in volume 3, page 291, and Shahabuddin Abu Abdullah Yaqut Hamwi mentioned in volume 6, page 75. And then Shabradi has mentioned in his book Al Tahaf fi Hab al Ashraf on page 179. Harawi has quoted from Al Yawaqit wal Jawahir in his book Al Masharik al Anwar. Zahabi has mentioned it on page 15 of his book Dhul al Islam, volume 1, and Yafai mentions in his book of History, Volume 2, page 70. It is worth noting that these scholars, as we've talked about before, come from different Islamic schools of thought and lived in different time periods. Their inclusion in the list of scholars who have confirmed the existence of Imam Mahdi highlights the wide acceptance of this belief among Muslims of various backgrounds. Furthermore, the belief in Imam Mahdi alayhi salam existence is not just a religious tenet but a source of hope for many Muslims worldwide. It is a reminder that justice will ultimately prevail and those who have been wronged will find relief. That is the concept of faraj. Some people may still doubt the existence of Imam Mahdi al Islam, but the fact remains that over the past 1200 years, 66 to 67 non Shia Sunni scholars have written about the narrations about Imam Mahdi al Islam. This evidence should remove any doubt, as it is clear that many non Shia scholars have confirmed his existence. Again, I want to reiterate, it's not existence coming into being later. It has He has already existed, he was already born, and he is in occultation. Therefore, to summarize, the existence of Imam Mahdi al-Islam is not just a Shia myth or a Shia concept, but rather a reality that has been confirmed by many non-Shia scholars over the years. It is important to remember that his existence is a source of hope and a reminder that justice will eventually prevail in the world. And we hope and pray that this podcast, this discussion has helped others understand the significance of Imam Mahdi al Islam and his place in Shia Islam. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum. We're going to continue this discussion about Imam Mahdi, especially as his birth is approaching. Wassalamu alaikum. Please continue to follow us.